So Brennan said, I don't have any feelings, okay? I don't have feelings. But then later says, I didn't say I don't have feelings. I just don't have feelings for you because I don't have feelings. Take your weird ass to therapy. You have feelings, fool. You just don't know what they are. Their anger, their resentment. You have feelings. You have feelings. They're just not pleasant feelings, and you don't want to come across as the bad guy, but you want to come across as the crazy one. Whatever, Brennan. Whatever, Ike. He gets on my nerves. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk Married at, Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 10, Breaking Up the Party. They was trying to break up my Christmas Eve. Why y'all make me watch this episode and still give y'all a review? I guess, y'all. I guess. First things first, we have officially reached 20,000 subscribers over here in the family. So a huge thank you to every single person that has watched the videos, that is subscribed to the channel, that has shared with a friend, that has simply liked a video, that has left comments, that be trying to tussle with me, not knowing that you can't in the comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Like, for real, for real. I started this year with 7,752 subscribers. I took a screenshot. That was January 1st of 2023. So to be here December 24th and have 20,108 subscribers is crazy to me. Just a huge thank you to every single one of you guys that has stuck with me these past, I think I've been doing this 3 years. Truly appreciate it, for real. All right. So we not done though. We got to keep going. Next up is 25,000. That's the next goal. So if you are watching right now and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I hope that this is the video that convinces you to subscribe. Second thing, y'all hear my voice, right? I'm still sick. So y'all know that I don't miss episodes of MAFS. So I have been sick since last week Friday. Really last week Saturday. I'll give like a Saturday night, Sunday morning. Got sick at a Christmas party. Thought I had gone on to glory one of them nights. I had a rough night or two with this sickness, but I am still not at 100%. I am only at like a 75%. So I'm going to hope that my voice holds out this entire video. So if you see me drink my tea with my Yeti, shout out to my dad for the Christmas gift. Or if you see me take a sip of water, it's so that I can continue to speak. Okay? All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this episode. This trash episode. I could be watching a Christmas Story right now. I'm pointing at my TV. Y'all can't see it. My TV's right there. But I could be watching a Christmas Story. But y'all want me to talk about these old ugly ass people on this show. So let's talk about them, y'all. Let's start off with Cam and Claire. I'm sick of both of them. I'm going to say it again, as I've said before. I don't think Claire is the problem in this relationship. It's Cameron. It's Cameron's weird ass. And yes, he's weird. He's weird. Somebody was mad I called that man weird. Then he shouldn't be. How about that? Okay? Then he shouldn't be. We don't call people weird that ain't weird. Anybody calling Beyonce weird? Why? Because she's not weird. He is a weird man. So, the episode starts off with Cameron telling Claire that he didn't realize that he did not tell her about his dad being sick. You're a liar. You knew good and damn well you did not tell her your father was sick. So, but then it makes me wonder, did he tell his parents at his mom? So, Cameron's getting caught in some lies here, right? Because on one hand, Cameron is talking about how he's going to go back over to, where's he from, New Zealand? He's going to go back to New Zealand so that they can have a second wedding with his family and stuff. But it's like, how y'all gonna have a second wedding and you ain't tell him about the first? I'm not in the mood to play with Cameron tonight, y'all. I'm not. I've had it up to here with his smugness. So he then said that anything that he says can upset his dad and aid or help deteriorate his dad's health. And it's like, so what does your dad have? And I'm not trying to be insensitive with that, but so does his dad have dementia? Does his dad have Alzheimer's? What does his dad have that he thinks that telling him I got married is going to just take him under? Moving on. I don't have time for it. So they're eating dinner, and Cameron said that he likes to use big words because then people will know how smart he is. That's a very common misconception, right? I can get on here and use all the big words that I want, right? That's not going to make y'all think I'm any smarter. It's going to make you think that, oh, Tammy learned a few words and now she uses them. The key to people knowing that you're smart is using the words correctly and in the proper setting. Y'all sitting there, it looked like y'all was eating a plate of Brussels sprouts. Like, y'all eating Brussels sprouts for dinner is honestly not the time for you to be trying to use 15 letter words. You know what I mean? That's just not it. And anybody that says that they use big words for the sole intent to sound smart, you're not. You're not. Y'all don't hear me on here trying to use a whole bunch of big letter words. Do I know some 12 and 15 letter words? Absolutely. Does that mean that I'm going to use them to try to sound smart on this video? It doesn't. You know why? Because it doesn't matter. It's not the right context. It's not the right setting. But okay. He still doesn't know if she likes him. He said that they are lacking romance. He asks if there is anything that he is doing that turns her on or that she likes. And she said, yeah, she likes how caring he can be. He asks if there is anything he's doing that turns her off. And she said there's nothing he's doing to turn her off. It just does not feel natural to be sexual with him. Here's the thing. It's been, what, 2.5, 3 weeks? I don't feel like that's a bad amount of time, right? Now, we ain't seen these people kiss. I think we've seen them hug. They're sleeping in the bed together. So there is some progress. But I think Cameron, much like Becca, is falling into that zone of people that is putting so much emphasis and is putting sex on such a pedestal that you're letting it ruin your relationship. I think Cameron and Claire get along just fine. Do I think that they can have a long-standing marriage? I don't know. She might get tired of him being weird. No, they can't because of how the way they want to raise their children. But I think even if you take that part of it out, I don't think that they're on a bad road. You know what I mean? So he then asks if there is a 0.1% chance of them working out. And she was like, no, there's more than that. And he gets a glimmer of hope in his eye. I said, oh, girl. They're at this mixer with all the couples get together, which was pointless. But you know why? Because Lauren and Orion's ass were there. Y'all should have saw how mad I got. I promise y'all. And that was the first time I stopped the episode today. Because absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why are they back? I got something for you, Lauren, too, because I'm tired of you now. I'm tired of you crying over. I'm getting off track. At the mixer, Cameron said that him and Claire are having big issues and communication issues as well, mainly in how they want to raise their children and their religious differences. I'm going to say this. If y'all are not agreeing on how you are going to raise your children, whether Cameron wants to raise them not non-religious, or if Claire wants to raise them as, did she say she was Catholic? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Right? Both my parents were raised Baptist. They raised us Lutheran. Stranger things have happened. But one of the good things that they were able to do is both my parents knew that they wanted to raise me and my brother religious. You know what I mean? My mom grew up Catholic, going to Catholic schools, even though she was Baptist. Like, it's a lot. But the one thing that they knew is that they wanted to raise us religious. Thus and such, me and my brother, now as adults, are both religious. If Cameron and Claire cannot agree on that, that should be the reason that y'all decide to separate. Not because she's not, laying low and spraying wide for you. Back at the house, Cam said that he he has been inspired to consider himself more now moving forward, which in layman's terms mean I didn't know that we could decide to get divorced and I want to get divorced now too. He found out that Orion has decided he don't want to be with Lauren anymore, and Cameron clearly didn't know that that was an option, so now he wants to get divorced too. Divorce him. Send his weird ass back to the bike shop. So then we get Dr. Pia. So Dr. Pia, it's like y'all don't have y'all rings on. That was the second point that I stopped the episode because look, why did y'all take y'all rings off? Let's be real about this. What was the point in y'all taking y'all rings off at this juncture? Why? I would like to know. So Cameron said that their long-term viability probably isn't there. He said there were issues with how they want to raise their children. Claire said, well, we also lack romance. So Cameron starts to love bomb her, and she's the best, one of the best people I've ever met, and she's so smart, and she's beautiful, and she's intelligent, and she's caring, and oh my God, she wears a lot of like Shein clothes, and this and that, and he's yucking her up to turn around and say, but I need to protect myself. I gotta put me first, Lucius. I gotta put me first. That's what Cameron is on. And I was with Dr. Peeper. The fuck are you talking about? Because if you're saying that y'all are compatible and you're saying she's this amazing person, you're saying all these good things about her, why don't you see a future? They're saying that they've tried everything, and Dr. P said, what have you tried? Facts. What have you tried? She then suggests, look, let's take everything off the table. Let's take it back some, okay? Let's take it back a little bit and let's focus on the day. Stop thinking about the future. So let's try to just have fun today. Today, let's have a pizza party and let's go out for some beer and let's do it that way. Let's do it in that context. And Cameron tells her, I would be just disingenuous if I said, okay, I need to go home and sleep on it. He wants a divorce. Let that man divorce her so we can be stuck with just two boring couples instead of three. Later that night, they're sitting on the couch. Cameron asks if she wants him to stay. And she said, well, you want to leave anyway, so it doesn't matter. So he's like, no, but it does matter. You need to do what's best for you. She said, well, I mean, I would miss you. If you left, I would be sad, but I don't know if it's like an unhealthy attachment or whatever. So she's like, I don't want to pressure you to stay. So he's like, well, do you see a future with me? And I'd have been like, I don't know who you thought you were talking to, Cameron, but one, she was speaking. She's trying to get out her thought, and you being so snappy, I probably would have pushed him in his chest. And you know what? That's not the right thing to do. I know that, but I'd have been like, chill, be quiet, because I'm with Claire. There's nothing worse than somebody asking you a question, you trying to answer the question, and that person cutting you off because you're not answering quick enough. So she is now saying that, she's trying to stay in the moment. She doesn't know. He said, well, check this. I'm going to go sleep in the spare bedroom and then we can decide what we're going to do. I said, I think you're making that decision. You're making that decision already. So she is like, well, I just don't want you to resent me about anything. And he was like, oh, I don't yet. Get your fool ass. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Cameron drives me insane, y'all. What could you possibly be resenting this woman for? What has she done for you to resent her or even be remotely close to resenting her? What has she done? Simple. Just simple. Just simple. So then we get Lauren and Orion. So they're at the mixer. Orion tells everybody, Lauren and I to have decided to get a divorce, and she was like heavy on the eye because it was absolutely a one person decision, but I feel like most divorces are. So Lauren said, yeah, it was really, on Orion. Emily said, well, when did this happen? Like, what's tea? I was with Emily. Let's talk about it. Y'all keep coming here and accosting us to seeing y'all. Let's talk about it. What happened, Orion? Tell us. Tell us for the 10th time. Tell us what's wrong. So Orion said, or Lauren is like, well, I'll let you speak to that because it happened so many times. I said, catch that shade, okay? So Orion goes through and it's like, I just don't think we're compatible, blah, 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 all that type of stuff. When he should have said, I can't get past the joke that she made and I just don't like her because she's black. Be real about it. So Brennan asked Lauren, does she feel that Orion tried? And she said no. She said, you know what, to be 1,000% real, I told a horrible, offensive joke. But then he in turn slut shamed me, called me a failure, said I failed the marriage, and he never apologized. Um, Orion is like, I did apologize. I apologized that night. And it's like, no, you didn't. So Lauren is like, no, you cried about making me feel bad. So he was like, no, I did apologize. She gets emotional. She starts crying. It's like, all I've done is assure him that he did not fail. He said that I don't think you failed. I don't think you failed the marriage, but I'm not changing what I said. So what is it? What is it? What is it then, Orion? Because you are literally changing what you said. Now, granted, in Orion's defense, we didn't hear him say that on camera. That was one of those off-camera moments. But like, you never denied saying it up until now. So she is like, no, you do change what you say often. You do it all the time. He puts that if that is your truth, that's your truth. I said, oh, so you're going to be sassy tonight. Great. So she calls him a gaslighter, which he is. And he's like, no, how am I gaslighting you? She said, because he never holds himself accountable. He said he ain't got nothing to hold himself accountable for. I'm going to tell y'all now, don't get in my comments calling this man gay. I'm sick of reading it. I'm sick of reading it. There is so much more that y'all can talk about than constantly putting, he doesn't want women. We get it. Y'all have said it enough. Some of y'all, that is literally your only comment every week. We get it, y'all. I don't think how some of y'all I don't think some of y'all realize how homophobic you sound when you constantly say that over and over and over again in the comments. We get it. Do not come in the comments saying that that man is gay or that that man does not like women. I'm going to just start deleting them. Y'all are doing too much with it. There's so much more to unpack in this section, in this entire section, than whether or not he really likes women or not. Okay? Boom. So he said he has nothing to hold himself accountable for when she listed all the different things that he did. So Lauren said that she didn't give up because she's not the one that asked for the divorce. Orion said that he didn't not try and there was just a disconnect in the communication. The issue with Orion is that Orion doesn't just say things how he feels initially. If you think there's a disconnect in y'all communication, that's facts. There definitely is. That could be the first thing that you say, and y'all could have tackled that. But I don't think that's the truth, Orion. Your issue is you cannot move forward because you have the weight of every Native American person on your back because she told a crass joke and you can't get past it. So is it you can't get past the joke, or is it the communication, or is it the fact that she did sleep with somebody two months ago? What is it? Once you figure out Orion, then maybe y'all can get to the bottom of what really broke down in y'all relationship. Lauren is still very open to it, and I don't have nothing else for you, sis, because we see on the trailer for what's to come later on this season, you are open to being open with him and you deserve everything that you get from henceforward. She is once again weeping and throws herself to the ground because she is just so overcome with grief that this little annoying, not even that cute of a man does not want to be with you, sis. Get over it. Move on. Get the fuck over it. What are you still crying about this for? Y'all were married for 2 weeks. I don't want to see you cry about this no more, or I'm gonna read the fuck out of you in the next episode that I see it happen. This is your warning. That's the warning. We then get to Becca and Austin. I've told y'all he don't like her, right? I've said it before. He doesn't. There's something. Austin doesn't like her, and I think a big part of it, I'm gonna keep saying this, is I think her health issues scare him or they worry him. It's one thing when you are married to somebody and that person gets sick and you're already deep in love with that person, and the for richer and poorer, for in sickness and in health, that hits differently when y'all are together. Y'all have known each other. Y'all have built a relationship, that rapport. It's different when I meet this stranger and she comes in with all these health issues. I think the fact that she, couldn't get down in physical the first day, not that he might have wanted to, but just that because she had just had an appendectomy. I feel like there's a lot that's going against their relationship. It's one, it could be the way that she is seemingly, in my opinion, more so trying to get him out of Christianity as opposed to him trying to push it on her. On top of the fact that she has these health issues, she has a bigger issue with the fact that he is a Christian than she does. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. She has a bigger issue with that than that he's a Christian, than he has the issue that she's not. That's what we're seeing verbalized, at least. So he's teaching her cribbage, and whenever they talk about pegging, she's immature about it, and it's like, oh my God, pegging, you want me to peg you? And it's like, sis, tuck your shame in. You know what I mean? Tuck your shame in. How many times you gonna throw yourself at this man? If this man said that he moves slow, he moves slow. You sitting here making jokes about pegging during cribbage isn't exactly the way to turn them on, okay? So she says she wants to create sexual tension. I don't think it worked. It didn't work. Later at the mixer with the couples, Austin said that they are having similar religious issues when referencing Cam and Claire, and said that they have issues because he is slower intimacy wise. He said that he has things that he needs to work through, certain things he needs to work through, so that when they do start talking about the bigger, more deeper things, that it doesn't tear them apart. And I think that is a horrific way to do it, right? Personally. So in his mind, he wants to get to know her completely, whatever, know her in and out, I guess, whatever, at her, everything about her. And then once they feel like they have formed probably a solid friendship, then we can start to talk about some of the bigger issues. While that is a natural progression of a relationship, that is not indicative of what you should be doing on this process and on this show. You have to talk about the big things. If religion is an issue for you, talk about it now. Don't wait until week 7, when decision day is in a couple days, and y'all are trying to figure out where y'all are gonna live, and now you're talking about the fact that you know how the fact that you say you're agnostic, yeah, that ain't gonna work for me. You see what I'm saying? Like it's that fact that it's weird that he doesn't want to talk about anything serious whatsoever. I don't know if he's just immature or if he just doesn't want to talk to her. I don't get it. I don't get it. Becca gets emotional and said that it's hard that they are all going through those things and she feels bad for everybody else. No, you're crying for yourself. Becca's crying for her own situation. She's not crying because everybody else is going through stuff. She's crying because she is now realizing that this might not work with us because this man still don't want to talk. They meet with Dr. Pia. Austin said that he likes to have an emotional connection before sex. He doesn't want to just get to banging with someone. I feel like I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't. If he thinks that he should have emotional connection with somebody, that's perfectly fine. It's refreshing, okay? Refreshing to hear from a man that don't want to just, get in there and nail you to the damn mattress. So Becca said that she can emphasize with that, and Dr. Pia asks, "What are your needs being met?" And she's like, I've talked about what my needs are." He then said that it's okay to do other things. So basically, you can slob on that knob, but he's not gonna stick it in you. I guess for like I couldn't think of anything. You know what I mean? And I guess it's so funny how intercourse is off limits. Okay, it's so funny how intercourse is off limits. Actual intercourse is off limits, right? But the act of, is that the motion? I feel like I just did something I wasn't supposed to. I feel like I did a bad motion. Was that a bad motion? Y'all, please let me know. I hope I don't get flagged for whatever I just did. But it feels like that's why I didn't want to do this recap, y'all. It's been a while. Okay. Get it together, Tammy. Get it together. Okay. So it is so interesting to me how intercourse in itself he's not okay with, but he's okay with clearly probably receiving fellatio. And she's so thirsty, she pipes up, "Oh, we can do other stuff. All right, let's do it." Y'all learned though. Y'all learned that man does not want to be intimate with you. And I think you need to respect that and be done with it. I feel like we have to keep it a buck here. If this was switched, right? And this was Becca wanting to wait and Austin wanting to really, have sex, we wouldn't be as kind about it. We got to get rid of the double standards when it comes to sex on this show. So he doesn't want to talk about sex because Dr. P is like, "What are those things? What are other things we could be doing?" He doesn't want to talk about it. Just weird. Later, they sit in the living room and they kiss. I don't care about them. I don't. I don't like any of these couples, and I think that's the issue. I don't like any of these couples. Brennan and Emily, because I know this is who y'all are here for. Okay. Starts off with Brennan and Emily in the kitchen. He's always cooking something. She apologizes for her friends once again. Girl, don't keep apologizing for these other people, okay? If you didn't tell them heifers to go in there and do what they did, you apologize once, it's cool, right? He said that he's trying not to take it personal, but he acknowledges he could have done things differently. Cool. So now that we know that it was a joint effort on everybody's part, that everybody was wrong in that situation, let's move on. He said he's looking at it as just a one-off night. She's worried that he is going to make her pay for the sins of her friends. She feels that her friends are a reflection of her. They take a Pilates class together. I don't know the point of that. Like, they didn't really talk much in the class, but we saw it. We get to the mixer. Brennan tells everyone they are lacking a romantic connection. Cool. Emily and Becca. So Emily comes over, or Becca goes over there. Somebody was at somebody's apartment. And Emily tells Becca that she thinks something is off with Brennan. Yeah, he's crazy. And you might want to sleep with one eye open. You might want to give a hand signal to production in case he really turns into Ike on your ass. Because he's giving, "I got a temper and I won't hesitate to shut you up." That's the vibe that he gives me. Okay? I hope it doesn't happen. I'm certain it does not happen. We would have heard about it, but that's just the vibe that he gives me. So she doesn't think that he is attracted to her. He's not. He's not attracted to you. He's all but told you. Becca is like, but you know you're attractive, right? Do you know that? And it's like, okay, girl, intense eyeballs, fall back a little bit. I don't think Emily's self esteem is flailing by anything that's going on with Brennan. Becca tells Emily that, maybe there is something else that's going on with Brennan. It is. He's crazy. He got a temper. His parents said that. Brennan is talking to Austin, and Brennan said that he didn't think that the lack of attraction would be an obstacle. He's never had this issue. And I just feel like that's such a naive, ignorant thing to say. Why do y'all think that y'all are going to come onto this show and there is a 100% chance that you are attracted to your spouse or that your spouse is going to be attracted to you? It's 50-50. It's a 50-50 chance. You know why? You are not picking who you're married to. He then said once again that divorce would not be an option. It is an option, and I really want him to stop saying that. You are not the end all be all. You are not the sole decision maker in whether y'all get a divorce or not. I need you to understand that, Brennan. Oh, weird self. So, Dr. Pia. Okay, Dr. Pia. They lucky Dr. Viviana is not here because Dr. Viviana would have been read Brennan down. Dr. Pia got them together, though. So, they tell her they still have a disconnect. There's no romance, no chemistry. They are trying to kind of let time tell, basically. Trying to see what's gonna happen in the future. Maybe after a little bit of time, they're hoping that they'll get, everything will come together. Dr. Pia asks, are they like vocalizing what's really going on with each of them? Emily said it's hard to deal with him not being vocal about what he's feeling and thinking. He agrees there's no romance. Dr. Pia asks, can he verbalize what the issue is? And then asks, is there anything in particular that's turning you off about her? He said, well, let's be mindful of Emily. And I want Brennan to be mindful of what he's saying. I don't think Brennan quite understands that if I'm asking you, okay, person A, are you attracted to person B? And if person A says, well, I don't want to talk about this in front of person B, the answer is no, right? There's context clues. We are all adults here. Both of y'all are adults. So the fact that you are very hesitant and refusing to answer very basic, minimal, straightforward questions like that, it's giving Emily the answer that she wants. And in turn, it's actually making it worse. Because just tell that lady that you're not physically attracted to her. Tell her. We got on Eris so bad because he told Jasmine that he was not physically attracted to her. Was that last season? Yes, last season. And look how that worked out. She knew off rip. As opposed to this, where Emily is stuck in this limbo because you're weird and won't just say, the physical attraction just isn't there for me. I'm sorry, but I still want to try to make this work and hopefully it can grow. There are ways you can answer things without being an ass. So he then said that this isn't easy, and if I were her, I would be uncomfortable. What would she be uncomfortable about, Brennan? What should she be uncomfortable about? So Dr. Pia asked Brennan if he's holding back from being honest. He said he won't say anything that won't help and will only do damage. I don't think he fully, because he clearly doesn't understand what emotions are. He's not understanding that you refusing to answer is doing more damage than good. You're not doing anything good because she's not a 5-year-old. That you're not saying that, hey, do you like my pretty dress as a 5-year-old and they got, shit all over it because they don't got it dirty. And you can say, I love your hair, and the 5-year-old goes skipping away because, hey, they don't know the difference. Emily is an adult. You glossing over something is an answer. So Dr. Peel points out Emily's body language. She keeps squinting and looking to the side over at him. Brennan was like, no, that's just her. And Dr. Pia is like, okay, but Emily, let's talk about this. And he's cutting her off, and it's like, I got it, Emily, okay, I got it. So they're going back and forth, and he's like, well, this is my wife, and I'm just trying to help her take a step back. And as her husband, I want to make sure she's okay. Dr. Pia said, it's my job to do that. Okay? And it's just, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I feel like we're repeating the same thing every episode, right? At this point, he don't like her. He won't tell her that he doesn't like her. She knows it. He gets angry when pressed. So Emily said that her squint is thinking and frustration. And see, Brennan was like, it's just her thinking face. You think that somebody thinks like this? You don't think that there's more to it than that? So he looks a little deflated when she said that it's frustration as well. And then she said that she will start to feel more resentment and feel like they won't go anywhere, they won't get better unless she actually hears the truth. Brennan said that he doesn't have the feeling or the inkling, he don't want to be intimate with her. That's fine to say. She's not going to turn into a shell of a person because of that. She asked him, Dr. Pia, if there is any emotion attached to that thought. He said he can't say what the emotion is. And it's not because he doesn't know what the emotion is, he just don't want to say it. He just doesn't want to say it. So Dr. Pia asked him his thoughts on therapy. He said that he thinks that therapy is good for people. I've never been to therapy. I think therapy is good for people as well. I think it's helpful. Boom. He then said that, or she suggests that he goes to therapy and to learn how to identify feelings. He said, nah, I ain't gonna do that. He said that he doesn't talk about his emotions because he doesn't have any. And I was with Dr. P. Dr. P, that's why you need therapy. You are always feeling an emotion. You are always feeling an emotion, even if it's a contentment, right? You're feeling something in this moment right now. You do have some type of feeling towards her, right? It may not be attraction. It could be resentment because you don't like the type of person that she is. You're resenting her because you chose to get married at first sight. It could be contentment where you're just content with where they are. It could be anger because you still feel angry that she said you don't know how to have fun. You know what I mean? It could be dismay. You could feel away. You feel some type of emotion towards her. So it's either you are weird as fuck, you do need, let me retract that. It could be that you do not have emotion and you could benefit from therapy because you can't identify emotions, which a lot of people can't, right? It's not a bad thing. A lot of people don't know how to articulate that they are frustrated, that they are disgruntled, that they are apprehensive. A lot of people don't know how to identify that, and they're very quick to just say, I'm okay, I'm cool. That's being unable to identify an emotion. Therapy would help him. It would. It would help that temper he has too. So I was with Dr. Pia. That's why you need it. That's why you need therapy. It would help. He said he ain't going though. So they get home, and I don't know if this was later that night. I don't know what the fuck kind of dog food they were eating. That it was like little burnt brown something. Girl, take over the cooking, because whatever that was, it didn't look good. So, and she was eating the shit out of it too. Did y'all see how she was eating it? She was eating it like she knew it was good. So, Brennan feels like Dr. Pia was harping on emotions and he just can't help how he feels. He feels a way that she said he needs therapy. If you don't understand why she said you need therapy, then you need therapy, sir. She is telling you, you're saying you can't help how you feel, right? But you also said that you don't feel anything. That's why she suggested therapy to you, because she told him get individualized therapy. So he said he doesn't have feelings for her yet. Again, that is perfectly fine to say. He doesn't understand why that would mean he needs therapy. Emily said that she thinks that he shares his emotions as much as he can, and she thinks he has more emotions. And he was like, "What, for you?" And she was like, "No, just in general." He gets mad, puts down the olive oil. Do you see why I'm frustrated? No, we don't. We don't. I don't see why that would cause you to get upset whatsoever. I truly don't. Because I hope Brennan is looking back, okay? I hope on Wednesday nights he's sitting home with the rest of us and he's watching these episodes and seeing that you talked in circles. You talked in a circle, my guy, right? So he then said that he's frustrated and doesn't know what she is talking about. He wants to know what he isn't expressing, and then said that she isn't bringing up any topics either. I know what you are expressing: anger, rage. Okay? Anger, rage, right? Fear. I think what Brennan is exhibiting is fear. You don't want to go to therapy and have them tell you that it's something really wrong with your crazy ass. So Emily says she doesn't understand why this just got heated and got so serious so fast. He then says, "Well, that wasn't my intent." Another reason why you need therapy. You could benefit from it. You be going 0 to 100, my guy. You think that's natural? The same way that Ike went 0 to 100 and told Anime eat the cake. All that happened in that diner because she didn't want that damn cake. That's how you're acting. He then said that it's not a good feeling when someone says you need therapy and it's never going to happen. Well, it's not a good feeling when somebody goes from 0 to 100 on you either. It's not a good feeling when somebody won't be honest about their emotions to you either. It's not a good feeling when somebody didn't want to move in with you. It's not a good feeling for her to have to eat whatever ground up, overcooked beef you put on that dry piece of bread for her for dinner. That's not a good feeling to have to choke that down either. But here we are. That's all I have for this recap, y'all. I know it was very chaotic. I feel like this was a terrible review. But if you've made it this far, um, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, hop in the comment section, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Have a very happy holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is, I hope it is enjoyable and safe with friends and family. And then I'll talk to y'all before the new year. I'll see y'all before the new year. Peace.